Timothy Johnson was missing. His foster sister, Pamela Henry, and her boyfriend, Adam Scott, were at the Preble County Sheriff's Department to voluntarily discuss Tim's possible whereabouts. While there, Pamela and Adam agreed to take a CVSA test, a computer voice stress analysis test, an investigative tool like a polygraph, but, according to some experts, more reliable.
Are you withholding any information concerning Tim's disappearance?
No.
Do you know what happened to Tim?
No.
Computer voice stress analysis expert Bill Endler has been teaching the process for 16 years to law enforcement in the United States and around the world. Bill finds the CVSA more reliable than the polygraph because the polygraph can be manipulated and the CVSA cannot.
With the polygraph, there are several countermeasures that a subject can do to basically manipulate the chart. They can control their breathing, whereas with the CVSA, there's really nothing they can do trying to manipulate it.
Researchers have learned that when the brain perceives punishment, physiological changes occur.
The muscles in your voice box tighten up. So when you speak, the air passes over, it still vibrates, but it doesn't vibrate at the same rate that it does when we're relaxed.
It was the moment of truth.
After both Adam Scott and Pamela Henry completed their CVSA test, David Lindelof told us there's deception.
I think I asked Pam 3 relevant questions. The relevant questions in particular showed deception on them.
Just in a matter of seconds, I mean, we went from a missing persons investigation to a homicide investigation.
Then the two were shown the deception in their tests.
Here's where I ask you the question, did you pay $7,000 for the van?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see that there?
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, you're not telling me the truth, okay? And you know you're not.
Both of them admitted when confronted with the results of the test, yes, we killed Timothy Johnson.
I killed him.
Our reaction was, wow.
After a few differing versions, detectives finally learned exactly how Pamela and Adam maliciously murdered Pam's brother, Timothy.
Adam Scott overpowered him, put him in a chokehold. Pamela began to wrap his face and his head with plastic saran wrap. They were struggling, so Adam finished wrapping that around Tim's face.
You knew ahead of time that you was going to kill him.
I didn't think I'd do it, though.
Investigators then learned what Pamela and Adam did to Tim's body after they killed him.
They attempted to burn the body, then they ended up concealing the body in a barrel, filled that barrel with concrete on top of his body. They were going to put this barrel in a truck and haul it down to the river and throw it off the bridge. As it turns out, the barrel became too heavy to move.
When detectives went to Tim's house, they found in the barn the barrel filled with cement and Timothy. It weighed over 700 pounds.
We had to remove Timothy's body with air chisels. It's just mind-blowing to me. I mean, nothing I've ever seen like that before.
Detectives couldn't believe the callousness and cruelty of Pamela.
She showed no remorse, not upset at all.
If Tim Johnson was sitting in that chair right now, what would you say to him?
Low down dirty dog.
It was just a cold-blooded, ruthless crime. I mean, just probably one of the worst I've seen in my career.
Detectives soon learned the alleged motive: greed and jealousy. Tim was set to inherit everything after their ailing mom passed away.
Had we not done the voice stress test, I think they would have got away with murder.
Detectives credit the CVSA with getting their confessions. A truthful answer displays a vertical pattern. A deceptive answer displays a horizontal pattern.
The amount of horizontal basically indicates the amount of stress that that individual was under when they answered that particular question.
They thought they were going to be able to pass it. They didn't think that it would trip them up. And when we confronted them with it, you know, you're lying to us. Boom. I mean, it was, okay, we did it.
Pamela Henry and Adam Scott were both convicted of murder and abuse of a corpse. Pamela was sentenced to 25 years to life, and Adam Scott was sentenced to 20 years to life.
It was a brutal, I just couldn't imagine how Timothy, those last few moments of his life, knowing that his own sister was doing this, If they wouldn't have come in and we wouldn't have got the confession that we got from them, would the barrel still be there today? Maybe. I don't know.
Now, for more on this story, I want to bring in defence attorney Diana Eisman. Diana, as we just saw there, this can be a very powerful tool, but why then are the courts so reluctant to allow this technology to be used in cases?
Ultimately, it comes down to reliability. What can the jurors rely on when they're actually considering the evidence? And so we want to make sure that the evidence before them is something that's scientifically backed, something that's reliable to a certain degree of scientific certainty.
We don't have a situation now where polygraphs can be admissible in court. 98% success rate with voice stress analysis. Do you foresee a day where it might be allowed in court?
If they can pass the certain thresholds for evidentiary purposes, then yeah, absolutely. I could see a situation where a juror would have the ability to consider this evidence with respect to credibility of a witness.
All right, well, thank you so much for your insight.